I need your help.
Ready?
All right, so we give our praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua,
Yahushua,
give honor to the apostles that rule well, salutations to the brothers in the forefront of the earth. Wishing the truth and sincerity. Brother Ib got a lesson.
It's pretty cold out here today, so we'll get straight to it. If we go to Amos 5, verse 21. Okay, watch out.
Hey, but I didn't get straight to it.
Go to Amos 5:21, and then we're going to get today. We're going to get into Christmas. So today's what, the 15th. Christmas is what, 10 days from now. And just like every year we get into it, and every year the Israelites going to celebrate it. A day when they shouldn't be celebrating, because the Lord gave us our own feast days, right? And He gives our own feast days that we should be keeping, but we're not keeping it. It's pretty cool. He got his fringes on. You don't see that a lot. I don't know what he worships, but I would have. Yeah. Get Amos 5:21, please. So we're going to get into some documents. We're going to try to get straight to the point. Because like I said, we bring this up every year, and a lot of people are hit to what Christmas is really about, but yet they still keep it just because they've been keeping it since they was a child. So it's not something that they're just going to randomly stop doing. But it is good for edification, and you got to plant that seed so that, after a while, maybe after years of people hearing the truth, they're going to come to a point like, you know what, we ain't even doing Christmas this year. Yeah.
Colossians 2 verse 8, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men in the rudiments of the world, and not after Mashiach.
Why is it a tradition of men? Because it was started by men, and not even Israelite men at that. I'm going to bring it up later. Most of these civilizations or these empires already was keeping a form of Christmas before Yahushua even came around the scene. Before, as the world known him as Jesus.
Shalom, I told you.
The world knows him as Jesus came around the scene. Right? So, if this thing was kept way before, the world knows him as Jesus came along, how could it be about his birthday? How could it be about December 25th being his birthday? When there's no records in the Bible, or any book for that matter, that says, where he came out and said, my birthday is December 25th. There's no scripture that tells us that we should worship people or celebrate birthdays. Of course, when we make it to another year, we might go off a little dinner, just kind of thanking God that we made it to another year, but we don't do huge parties and, a bunch of gift giving. When I mean gift giving, I mean like amongst everyone. Because that's what you do on December 25th. Everyone gets a gift, for that one birthday. We don't do that. We don't do candles on the cake. And if it was really about his birthday, why isn't there a cake for Jesus? You do a cake for everyone on their birthday, so why doesn't he get a cake for his birthday? That's what shows you it's not really about his birthday. If it was really about his birthday, why isn't there a tree for everyone's birthday in your family? The tree is not a birthday tradition. Oh, it's my birthday, I'm gonna put a tree up. That's not a birthday tradition. It's a tradition from these different festivities that different heathens took. And one of them was Saturnalia. Even the Persians had their own version of Christmas. And if I could bring it up, I'm gonna get into that. You have something? Yeah, Amos 5:21.
Amos 5:21. I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offering and your meat offering, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beasts. Right? And the main beast that's on the table is what? Pork. Right? Pork with an apple in its mouth. Right? That's the number one abominable animal that's on a feast table. Right? But the Most High said, he don't accept your peace offering. 23. Take thou away from that noise of the songs, for I will not hear the melody of your vows.
One of their biggest songs was Feliz Navidad. What was that Whitney Houston song for Christmas? Mm-hmm. Whitney Houston got a big Christmas song.
Oh yeah, a lot of these celebrities. The Temptation, right?
Mariah Carey, that's what I'm thinking
it.
about. Mariah Carey
about to do a concert, I think somewhere in Maryland around that time. Right?
And why do you say I hate and despise your music? He hates it because it has nothing to do with him. it's a tradition of heathens. And we're going to read that later in Jeremiah chapter 10.
And the Most High already gave us feast days in Leviticus 23. He gave us feast days, right? Then he gave us feast days later on, like Purim, and what's that? The Feast of Dedication, right? And Apocrypha, right? So we already have that. It's already been established from the very beginning. So why the hell we celebrating, what's that? Nimrod Day, right? December 25th, when people say it's for Jesus Christ, but nobody don't know his birthday, right? The Lord and Savior never indicated his nativity day, never.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for Thanksgiving, right? You know, you talk to anyone, and they will say to you, "Oh, well, Thanksgiving's the day where the Pilgrims, you know, got together with Native Americans, had a good feast day." So what about all the massacres that were done to the Native Americans, right? And even if that was the case, like they all came for fellowship, I feel like you have to do a lot more than that to make amends for all the slaughter you did to these Native Americans. There's nowhere in history where there was a great massacre, and then these group of people came together and said, "You know what? We're going to have a feast. We're going to make amends, and that's going to be it." Come on, man. First of all, we already know who destroyed the Native Americans. We know it was these people of a pale skin color. You know, we're not trying to get flags, so we got to keep it a little neutral. And we know they have a very revengeful spirit. They're not going to just end things off with one little Thanksgiving, one little feast. And how we know this is what they did to Japan. They had already won the war, and they dropped Fat Boy and Little Man, right? The second bomb was not even needed because they already won the war. They dropped the second bomb on Japan or Hiroshima just out of spite as a test run. And those people are still suffering to this day from that bomb. So if they're the same type of people who do that, what makes you think that Thanksgiving is about some feast with some pilgrims and some Native Americans? Come on, man. You gotta really use common sense. And y'all don't use common sense because y'all worried about your bellies. Y'all worried about that dinner at 10 o'clock at night. He was just watching the video with brother talking about that. But after that scripture, I want to get deep into these facts.
Yo, what's that movie we watched yesterday? Heretic? Yeah, watch the movie Heretic. Akim and Akwat. Watch the movie Heretic, man. He was breaking down that pretty much in a nutshell that this religion establishment is bullshit. And they gave the answer towards the end of the movie. The religion establishment is about control. That's what it's about. Right?
It's on Prime Video if anybody has.
So check that movie out, Prime Video, Heretic. Because he was breaking it down. But at the same time, he was twisted and sadistic and had mental issues at the same time. Right? Finish reading this, verse 24. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Have you offered unto me sacrifices and offering in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Molech and Chi'an, right? Your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourself, right? The star of your images. What's the number one? What's that? A decoration they put on Christmas tree. They put the star. Right? What's that? Was that the 5 pinnacle? And the star actually don't have 5 points, right? Because when Yahweh created them, I'm gonna tell you how a star looked like. This is Wisdom of Solomon 13. I'm gonna start from 1. I'm gonna end at 2. Surely vain all men by nature, right? Who are ignorant of Yahweh. They are ignorant of Yahweh because really and truly it's about feasting and partying during Nimrod Day. That's what it's really about. It's not really about Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. They don't even have Yahushua in their thoughts. Niggas just happy they got the day off, right? Or off from school just to get just to get lit, right? And cause gluttony. That's it, right? And Bacchus. Because Bacchus is a demon, that's what comes out. Right? And could not out of the good things that are seen now, him that is, neither by considering the works that they acknowledge the workmaster, which is who? Yahweh, right? But the Yahweh. But deem either fire or wind or the swift of the air, right? Here go the star. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to describe what a star is. It's not that 5-point star. Because that's the 5-point star go back to Satan. or the circle of the stars, or the violet water, or the lights of heaven, to be the gods which govern the world. Right? So a star actually is a circle. Why the fuck they got a 5-point star on every Christmas tree? Right? It gives you a description of what a star look like. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
That's right. I got more for the star later as well. All right, this is on history.com, and it's amazing how easily you can access this information. You know, this is not something you really have to go super deep to find, and it's crazy how that information is so easy to people nowadays, where you could just look up and find out where these holidays stem from, but yet people still celebrate it. All right, it says, how did Christmas start? The middle of winter has long been a time celebration around the world. Centuries.
Stay away from the Little Caesar pizza, man. Stay away from that.
Yeah, my fat ass don't eat it.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. It says, how did Christmas start? The middle of winter has long been a time of celebration around the world. Centuries before the arrival of a man called Jesus. Early Europeans celebrated light and birth in the darkest days of winter. Many people rejoiced during the winter solstice, when the worst of the winter was behind them and they could look forward to longer days and extended hours of sunlight. In Scandinavia, the Norse celebrate Yule from December 21st, the winter solstice, through January. In recognition of the return of the sun, father and sons would bring home large logs which they would set on fire. The people would feast until the log burned out, which could take as many as 12 days. The Norse believed that the spark from the fire represented a new pig or calf that would be born during the coming year. By the end of December was a perfect time for celebration in most areas of Europe at the time of the year. Most cattle were slaughtered as they would have to be fed during the winter. For many, it was the only time of the year when they had a supply of fresh meat. In addition, most wine and beer made during the year was finally fermented and ready for drinking. In Germany, people honored the pagan god Odin during the midwinter holiday. Germans were terrified of Odin as they believed he had made nocturnal flights through the sky to observe his people, and then decide who would prosper or perish. Because of his presence, many people chose to stay inside. And that sounds like Santa to me, because Santa, right, he got a naughty list. You know, whether you're doing good or bad. If you're doing bad, you're going to get a lump of coal. And that sounds like Odin to me. They believe that Odin would observe them. The Norse people believe that Odin would observe them in the skies, right? And he would decide who would prosper or who would perish. So like I said, a lot of these ideas, they come from a mix of different empires and different religions, right? So the first was the Norse, and then now we're going to get into the Romans. It says, is Christmas really the day that Yahushua was born? In the early years of Christianity, Easter was the main holiday. The birth of Yahushua was not celebrated in the 4th century. Church officials decided to institute the birth of Jesus or Yahushua as a holiday. So the church has decided to institute the birth of Yahushua as a holiday. So the church has decided that you can get.
Yeah, because that happened in the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD when they incorporated paganism with the word of God. So they infused that together, man. So that's when they came out with these dates and so on, right? So even Constantine was an Israelite. A lot of these popes, the original popes, was Israelites, right? But they was wicked ass Israelites, right? Yeah. So which one we bring up for you?
And Acts about the temple made by hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Constantine was wicked, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like those people in Maccabees, right? Because at first Maccabees, it talks about how they were like, destroying those who would, be circumcised under the law. And Constantine, he pretty much was joined hand with the wicked. The scripture said, hand join in hand, and they shall not go unpunished. So you join hand with the wicked and do what they say. And you could abide by their kingdom, but the kingdom you should be worried about is that eternal kingdom that Yahushua is going to give us.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and read that summary there.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Acts 7:24. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. That's right. So the Most High's not dealing with these churches, man. And these churches are the main reason why our people are still celebrating this wicked holiday. Gift. We already have a holiday for gift giving. You can do gift giving any time of year. But yet y'all decide to get generous on this one, this 1 month. You know, you probably have to do loans and stuff just to be able to afford the gifts. You know, oh, you wanted this for a while. I'm gonna get you this on December 25th. You know, what about those last 6 checks that you had? You could have been got that gift. You know, why you gotta wait for this one day that man tells us to keep to give someone a gift? You know, the scripture talks about generosity. It says more blessed to give than it is to receive. So why is it the only time of year where you're actually generous? It says, unfortunately, the Bible does not mention for his birth. Although,
I'll mention his birth because nobody will know. Now, Yahushua, if he did have a birthday, it would be born around Passover time, right? Because in the wintertime, everything is dead. Why would Yahweh allow his son to be born at a dead season where there's nothing blooming? So it would be around Easter time, right? Mid-March, what was that? Like more towards the end of March, right? More towards the first week of April. Yahushua would be born around that time.
That's right. Yeah, you would have been born around spring. And you can tell that's the beginning of the year. That's when everything blossoms, you know. And the weather's so messed up nowadays that you get like winter days during the spring. But actual spring is, you know, really nice weather where everything's blossoming. You know, you're probably wearing like a light jacket if it is cool. You know, it just feels like life. Winter feels like a dead time of the year. That's why when Christmas is really a celebration of the Antichrist. You know, you look at the word Christmas, mass means death. You know, so it's really worshiping Yahushua's death. It's not worshiping his birth.
And if Yahushua wanted people to know about his exact birthday, he would have made a big deal about it.
Yeah, he would have made it clear.
Bible,
he never mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm glad, you know, it mentioned that Christmas, like Christmas.
Yeah,
it goes back to Chris Massacre.
That's right.
That's why in a lot of Hollywood, right? And when you see a lot of celebrities, when they wear a chain cross, they wear it upside down, which, you know, they're happy that he got crucified.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it says although some evidence suggests that Yahushua's birth may have occurred in the spring, why will the shepherds be herding in the middle of winter? Pope Julius chose December 25th. It is commonly believed that the church chose this date in an effort to adopt and absorb the traditions of the pagan Saturnalia festival, first called the Feast of the Nativity. The custom spread to Egypt by 432 and to England by the end of the 6th century. And mind you, most likely this is all, no, this is after his birth, but yeah, this is after his birth they decided to do this. And what they did was absorb Saturnalia to it. So yeah, since Saturnalia is on this day, so what we're going to do is absorb Saturnalia with this day so that more people can celebrate it. So it's really just putting a blindfold over it, you know? Like, all right, you know, y'all don't want to keep our festival, so what we're going to do is make it seem like it has something to do with the Bible. It has something to do with your laws and your statutes. So Esau's wicked, you know? It's always false advertising with him. It's just like buying a pill from him. Yeah, this pill's supposed to cure this, but it's going to give you these side effects. It's the same thing with his holidays. Yeah, it's about his birth, but really it's about Saturnalia. Really it's about Odin. Really it's about, you know, it's really about orgies that, you know, were taking place during Saturnalia. It's about holding Christmas at the same time as traditional winter solstice festivals. Church leaders increased the chances that Christmas would be popular embrace, but gave up the ability to dictate how it was celebrated. By the Middle Ages, Christianity had for the most part replaced pagan religion. On Christmas, believers attended church, then celebrated raucously in a drunken carnival-like atmosphere, similar to today's Mardi Gras. Each year, a beggar or student will be crowned the Lord of Misrule, and eager celebrants played the parts of his subjects. The poor will go to the houses of the rich and demand their best food and drink. If owners fail to comply, their visitors will most likely terrorize them with mischief. Christmas became the time of the year when the upper classes could repay their real or imagined debt to society by entertaining less fortunate citizens. And they're not doing that now. You know, around it. So based on this, Christmas will be the time where the rich will be giving to the poor. They're not doing that. You're in more debt around Christmas time, rather than, you know, you receiving any benefits. Only benefits you receive is probably maybe a paid holiday, if that, or they give you the day off and they don't pay you for it, just like the union, you know, or you know, your job might give you some bonuses, or you know, they might give you some gift cards or something. You know, they just give you a little sprinkle here and there. because it's around that day.
Yeah,
but
nigga,
really,
take that.
truly, it's not even a drop in the bucket for these companies. You know. All right.
Yeah, that's the time they make the most money too. Around this time, food sales is high, clothing sales is high, movie tickets is high. Everything is high around this time. You know, and a lot of companies don't hire between December and January. They start hiring like more towards the end of January or mid-January, right? They close their books. So yeah, they don't do no hiring, especially if you lose your job. And they got companies that fire you towards the end of the year.
That's right. Layoffs.
That's right.
No, it
Fucked
happens a
up.
lot with electricians because what happened is like for some reason the work is slower during construction time. So a lot of construction workers get laid off around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So it was really a time of mourning for them, you know?
And that's why every man and woman, like I'm talking about Israelites,
Yeah.
they need to save their money.
That's right.
And like, kids always know I was talking about the ants, how they harvest in the summer. In the wintertime, they chilling. And the squirrels do the same thing. And various animals do the same thing. They collect in the summer. So when the winter comes, right, during those times where they can't get no acorn or different types of food, they already have it. They already have it. They chilling. That's how human beings gotta be. You know, just like when you get paid, you take the money, set aside, act like it's a fucking bill you gotta pay. Act like it's a cell phone bill, right? So you'll take that money, or 10%, take that money and put it in a bank account.
Yeah.
That's it. A private bank account that, you know, that an account that you can forget about.
That's right. All right, yeah, the roots of the Christmas tree. I guess after this we can bring out Jeremiah 10. Rome borrowed most of his mythology from his conquered people, primarily the Greeks. However, the Saturnalia has strong roots in the central Egyptian mythological story. The sun god Osiris and his consort Isis, together with Rhiannon, the father of the gods, was regarded by the ancient Egyptians as supreme rulers of the golden age of plenty, called Zeptepi, for the first time. It says their kingdom ended abruptly when Osiris was murdered by his brother Seth.
How y'all doing, bro?
Good, how
What's
you
up,
doing?
bro?
Peace and blessings.
What's going on, my bro?
I just want to ask a couple questions.
What's up, bro?
It ain't a personal question.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Who is the black man?
Who is the black man?
Let's switch gears.
The black man is right here. The
No.
black men are the Hebrew Israelites, the
I
chosen
get-
people of the book.
No, I'm just saying in general.
And black man is a byword, by the way.
In general, that's all. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
black man is a byword. We are the Hebrew Israelites,
Okay,
right?
gotcha. Yeah, I always like to say use the term is, because what is what it is. Just like the Caucasian man, he is a Caucasian,
Yeah,
blue-eyed devil, as I
Do
say.
you know what the word Caucasian means?
Do I know what the word Caucasian
Yes,
means?
sir.
I know what he is.
What the word Caucasian
He,
means?
well, to me, he's a destruction man. His own destruction, negative man to me.
I understand.
You're
I understand.
right
what
about the person.
Yeah, I understand what you're coming to.
But that's
You giving me a description, but I want the meaning of the word Caucasian. The word Caucasian comes
okay.
from the
All
word.
right, I'm gonna allow you to share me.
Hold on. The word Caucasian comes from the word Caucasus, which they come from the Caucasus Mountain. So the white man is the original cave dweller. So that cave was between the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea. That's where the white man was originated.
You sharing with me where he came from.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
I told
cool.
you- I told you what Caucasian.
But look what he doing to us and having us do to
Oh,
something.
okay, so we're gonna change the.
I'm going
this
to the
evil description.
importance. It's about what's important.
Yeah.
That forget that. That's happened now. Now it can't save us now. We need to
got
be
you, I
saved.
got you.
There it is.
But it's good
We
to-
all brothers though. And we gonna all come together as one. Time gonna bring it to that.
We're not gonna come together with him.
Nobody get past time. I don't care who it
Yeah,
is.
for sure. No doubt.
Yeah. Peace and blessings to y'all, bro.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, back to the Christmas tree.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says Horus was to lead to the reincarnation of Osiris, and the new husband of Isis. It's Isis, the queen of heaven. That's what they burn incense to.
Excuse me. If I never gave you the description of the man, I
Yeah.
said, what's the meaning of the word
Caucasian.
Caucasian? You know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with knowing where they came from.
Yeah.
That's just the unction. We'll give you the unction on
Because he never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
We already know he's the pale horse in Revelation 6. We know all that
He
already.
was getting somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta say, like,
Yeah.
We come as one with him because we come from one with no Esau.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
you know, I'm assuming you coming one of the Israelites,
Yeah.
us.
You said we all brothers, so I don't know. It says the
Yeah,
tradition.
which we are.
The tradition of the Christmas tree was symbolically portrayed the death and reincarnation of Osiris and his son Horus. The Christmas tree, now so common among us, was equally common in pagan Rome and pagan Egypt. In Egypt, it was the palm tree. In Rome, it was the fir. The palm tree denoting the pagan Messiah as Baal, and fir referring to him as Baal Bereth. So yeah, this tree was also known as Baal.
Yeah. Baal is a tree, Baal Satan, Baal Barath means the community. You know, we learned that from Apostle Tahar, right? Baal, the community.
Yeah.
You know, when Al Sharpton, Jesse S. Jackson come on, it's about the community. No, it's Baal Barath. We ain't worried about the community, but we are concerned about our nation as a whole, collectively.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the mother of Adonis, the sun god and great, that's a big words, great divinity, was mystically said to have been changed into a tree.
Yeah, because Satan has different names. You have Kronos, you have, what's that, Krampus, right? Nimrod. Satan has different and plethora of names, man. Right? We saw a movie last night. What was it called?
Dear Santa.
Dear Santa. Yo, check out Dear Santa. I think the kid was that anorexic? Dyslexia. Yeah. You know, a person dyslexic, they have a hard time putting words together and letters together.
Yeah.
So the little boy wrote a letter. Instead of Dear Santa, he put Dear Satan. Well, let me hit you with something. They're the same deity.
Yeah.
They're the same deity.
Same person.
Same person.
Where's red?
And when Jack Black came as Satan, he did a spin. It came as Santa was in it. He said, this is the same person. They telling you in the movie.
Yeah, same person.
Well, this fat dude coming through here. How you gonna fit down the chimney?
Yeah.
How you come down the chimney, man?
There's a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions, yo. If you're a child and you start getting knowledge and wisdom, like what? A child always have to sit on Santa's lap.
Yeah.
Come sit on my lap, little
We're
child.
about to get to that too.
Little boy, little girl.
Santa's teaching you diabetes.
Yeah.
Eating 12 cookies in each house.
Yeah.
That's pedophilia.
Imagine all the
Pedophilia.
ain't gluttony. How much cookies he eating that one night?
Yeah.
Each house? 2 houses. If one house, this is about what, 12 cookies in a plate, right? So you get 12 right there, another 12. That's already 24 cookies. It's 2 feet of cookies right there.
Yeah. And the boy told his black friend, right? He said, "Yo, really true. I'm just playing along. I really don't believe in Santa. I'm just doing this for my mom." So the white kid was smart. He said he really don't believe in Santa. You know, because the black kid said, "Yo, you still believe in that bullshit?" Like, no, he's like, "Nah, I'm just, I'm magnifying it." But
Yeah.
but it was a good movie though. It was a good movie.
It's a Subway, right? Damn. They got every fast food on the block. We got a Subway, Little Caesars. Anyways,
But really and truly, the more of the movie is, I'll give you 3 wishes, and I'll take your soul. So that's what's going on with these celebrities, right? These celebrities, they do witchcraft, right? They got the Hollywood chair, right? They got to give their life to Baphomet for you to get these riches. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they got to sign at the dotted line. And they signed a dotted line with blood too, actually. They signed with blood, right? In other words, I'm gonna give you these riches, but you mines at the end.
And it's funny because you don't have to be like low deep for anyone. They celebrities that flat out said that, hey, they worship the devil.
Yeah.
It's like Christian Bale years ago. He flat out said after the Oscar, he said, "I want to thank Satan for this award."
Yeah.
Just laughing at it.
Yeah.
Satan, you money.
Yeah. And Rihanna said it too. She said, I'm Satan's daughter. She'll tell you can catch that on YouTube.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, back to Saturnalia. Among Christians, the word Saturnalia came to mean orgy. The word orgy comes from the Greek word orgia, meaning secret worship. Since most secret worship involved sexual rituals, and Christians were opposed to anything sexual, the word orgy came to have the debased meaning it has today.
And that's what Diddy was doing, you know. But forget Diddy. What about Harvey Weinstein? He was doing that real heavy. What about what's his Hugh Hefner? He was doing that real heavy. What about these white guys? But what they do, they brush it under the carpet, and they'll use a scapegoat like Diddy, right? And take the fall. But they've been doing this. White people have been doing this for years, right? And another black devil was Quincy Jones too. Happy he's gone. Right? He was a damn devil. He popped LL Cool J for that sitcom. Was it House Guest? House something. He popped Will Smith. You did that First Prince of Bel-Air role. He popped him. He tried to pop Tupac, but Tupac was a flaming fairy before introducing to Quincy Jones. But Quincy Jones couldn't get to that ass though, but Tupac was already flamboyant.
He was getting there. He was showing.
Yep. I sent the videos to the family this morning. I don't know if they checked it out.
Yeah,
But Tupac had them flamboyant gestures, man. Yeah? Go ahead.
Back to it says, to anything sexual, the word orgy came to have the debased meaning it has today. Rather than the noble spiritual meaning of the original word, many words that are used to describe extreme religious fervor are also used to describe great sex, such as passion, bliss, and ecstasy. There were many orgies throughout the year as celebrations in the religion of the goddess. Many of these celebrations have been taken over by the Christians to remove their sexual nature. The best known is undoubtedly Christmas, taking place from the pagan festival Saturnalia. In Roman times, Bacchus, the god of wine, became the lord of these festivals. During the Bacchanalian festivals, the everyday rules were turned topsy-turvy. The masters waited on the servants. All sexual prohibitions were lifted. I can't read. What's that word? Prohibitions. Prohibitions, right? Yeah. Sounds
Prohibit.
weird.
Prohibition.
Right. So it was all lifted. So anything sexual, anything that was limited sexually was limited. Was lifted, right?
Yeah.
So they was able to do anything.
And that's why the Puritans was kicked out of England, because they was doing that real heavy in England, right? There was like misfits. There was popping little boys, right?
Yeah, that's why that's why Santa got the infants on his lap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They was doing that pedophilia real heavy back then, huh?
Yep, it says all sexual prohibitions were lifted. It's cold, that's why I'm talking like that. It was a time of true good will towards all men. Even dresses were exchanged with men dressing as women. Mm-hmm. Erotic dances were performed with a large erect phallus being carried around in dancing processionals. So they were carrying around dildos.
Yeah.
They was carrying around the phallus.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And men wearing dress back then, so now that spirit is in full force nowadays. That's why transgender is oh my God, transgender is real rampant. That's why they passing these demonic laws. Because what? The Puritans, the government, that's them in the reincarnation, man.
That's right.
That's them in the reincarnation, man. That's them.
Now all they got on it's heavily on these websites like Pornhub, got orgies and stuff on there. That's why that stuff destroys your brain.
Yeah.
And it's easy for people to get caught up in their videos. And a lot of those videos are done by heathens. Heathens love doing that stuff. They love getting 5+ people and just performing anything. They do anything, literally. Anything unholy, unlawful. Men with men, woman with woman. And I don't know, find that scripture where it says there wasn't you don't got to look for it if you don't want to, but in Maccabees it said that the Greek custom was there wasn't a gym naked with a hat, only a hat. Right? So the word gym goes back to the word gym. The word gym goes back to the word gymnos, which means naked. A lot of Greeks were working out naked. They had nothing on. It's the same thing in the Colosseum. When they used to run, they will, and this is probably where Diddy gets it from, they would wipe themselves in olive oil. It'll be butt naked men with olive oil on running for the Colosseum, right? So way before Diddy was doing baby oil, they already had the olive oil. Romans they was been doing that. Greece was doing that. Am I wrong? Yeah, they was running around butt naked with olive oil. And then when they would win they'll win the race. They'll get the olive branch on their head. So these festivals and this wickedness has been going on for many centuries. And it all stems back from the heathen. That's why the scripture says, "Learn not the way of the heathen." Right? Because the heathen don't do anything under the sun. They'll do orgies. They'll eat pork. They'll eat lobster. And ever since I told these Edomites at my job, I don't eat pork, they always want to make these bacon jokes. Oh, you want bacon on your sandwich? I don't want no damn bacon, man. I don't let them.
I want to give me turkey bacon. I'll take it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, this is.
I don't let it get to me because I already know what pork would do to my body. But you
this
found
is
it?
2 Maccabees 6, starting at 3. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and raveling by the Gentiles, who daily with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy place. And besides that brought in things that were not lawful, the altar was filled with profane things.
They defiled the altar, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Which the law forbid. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath day and ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
And that's why the Feast of Dedication is important. The Feast of Dedication is actually an anti-Christmas because during Saturnalia, I don't know if it's connected, but whether it was Saturnalia or not, the heathens defiled our altar. It tells you right there. They defiled our temple. The Feast of Dedication was getting the temple back from its profanity, was purging the heathen from the temple. But yet we're keeping a day where heathens would desecrate the temple, which is Christmas, Saturnalia. This is amazing how everything's upside down. Instead of Thanksgiving or Christmas, y'all should be keeping the Feast of Dedication.
Go
ahead.
And in the day of the king's birth, every man that were brought by the bitter constraint to eat the sacrifices, and when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews was compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
So I think it goes carrying ivy, right? It's kind of like olive. And Bacchus is also another day for Saturnalia. So that was Saturnalia that was keeping right there.
Yep. And Bacchus, another name for Bacchus is Dionysus.
That's right. And that shows up as well.
Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathens by suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe in the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifice. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. For there were 2 women brought and who circumcised their children, who when they were openly led round about the city, the babies hanging at their breasts, they cast them down headlong from a wall. Jump to 8:18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he chosen rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment. Wow. So he spit it out and said, yo, take my life. I'd rather you take my life than put this abomination in my mouth, man. Right? So our people live the manners of the Gentiles, man, to this very day. To this very day, man. So they're giving praise to who? To Bacchus.
So like you go to 2 Maccabees 4, 12-13 as well. But yeah, they're giving praise to Bacchus. They eat swine's flesh.
Oh, you're talking about the gym, right?
Yeah, I want to read that as well. No, but what you brought out was beautiful. But I want to add that too.
2 Maccabees 4, verse 13?
12-13.
12, I got you. It was determined to get that one. Yeah. 2 Maccabees 4, 12-13. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young man under his subjection. I'm sure this is Antiochus. Right? Yeah. And made them wear a hat. Now such was the height of Greek fashion and increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, an ungodly wretch, right? Wretched, and no high priest. Keep reading.
No, that's
But let me read one more.
Okay.
That the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifice, hastened to be partakers of an unlawful allowance, and in the place of exercise after the game of discus, called them forth.
They really profane that altar. You know, they put a place of exercise, made them wear a hat. You know, and I think it was the elders, the apostles that brought that out. The word gymno goes back to the word gymno, so he's naked. You know, and a lot of the Greeks like to be naked when they were working out.
Yeah, but one of his number one sport was a discus.
Yeah.
So they'd be butt naked and throwing that disc.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's kind of going on today. Like,
yeah.
It's like less clothes in the gym now, especially a woman. You know, wearing these tight shorts. You can pretty much see the area right there. You know, throwing videos online and trying to get attention. You know,
because the Olympics, everybody wearing skin tights and spandex.
Yeah.
Where you can see the woman. What's that? What's that? Glow. What glow say? The moose knuckle.
Yeah, the moose knuckle.
Yeah, Campbell's out the window now. It's moose knuckle now. Yeah, showing the moose knuckle.
Yeah.
And niggas' balls hanging on they spandex. It's like they butt naked.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I got gyms with white. We got white men just, working out, no shirt on. Like, that's just not in our spirit. Like, we like to have some, a shirt on. Even if sometimes you can work out for like a team top or whatever, but most of the time, you like to have clothes on when you're working out. No one's seeing all that. Heating's got no shame though. They don't care. So I gotta add so much more.
Pretty sure that this kingdom.
No, I'm gonna try to bring out what I can.
This kingdom is about nudity, sex. Anything with sex sells.
Yep.
Yeah.
The sexual
Sex.
spirit.
IG, what's that? IG, what's that? Twitter, Facebook, everything about sex. It's so saturated with it now. That's why brothers is really not dating these girls no more. Or asking these girls to go out for a date. They could do it on their own. It's so saturated with sex. Everything is sex. Go ahead.
Saturnalia custom happily anticipated by the slaves was a feast given them at which they were served by their masters to commemorate that under the reign of Saturn all men were equals. On the day of the feast, the master of the house would present the slaves with a small conical hat made of wool, later made of paper, for them to wear as a symbol of their freedom and equality. Yeah, so they made them wear a hat at Saturnalia as well, so that the slaves could feel that they were equal. And it's kind of what goes on during Christmas time because the employers are off of work and so is the employees. So you kind of feel like you're equal to the master, because you're all keeping the same day. But it's just an illusion, right? You're not equal to the employer. He makes way more than you. He could take his family on vacation anytime and not get penalized for it. He could get the bonuses. You get Christmas off just because they need a break from you. And where these bosses that want to give you food at work and stuff, that don't mean they like you, right? You're very expendable. They could find someone to replace you in a matter of minutes or in a day. So you're never really important to these employers.
That's right.
But you want me to come off the stopping point, so.
Because when you go to unbridged dictionary, the word employer means master.
Yeah.
The word employee means slave. That's what it means.
Let me just bring out like 3 more points, and then Johnny, you want me to come to the stopping point? Christmas tree, the sacred tree of the winter god. Druids believe the spirit of their gods resided in the tree. Most ancient pagans knew the tree represented Nimrod and reincarnated into Tammuz. Pagans also looked upon the tree as a phallic symbol, right? So there you go, and I think that's the obelisk, right? Right there in DC, they got that big obelisk that goes back to the phallic symbol.
It was representing Nimrod penis.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and Saturnalia, they'll walk around with phalluses, So that's today, in modern day, that would be dildos those are walking around with.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new under the sun. That's not a new thing. That's been going on for centuries. You was talking about the star, the Pensilpha, the 5-pointed star. The Pensilpha is a power symbol of Satan. Second only to the hexagram. The star is a sacred symbol of Nimrod and has nothing whatsoever to do with Christianity. Yes, and the star is just a symbol. It's another symbol of Nimrod, and it also means Satan, right? So that's that star that you got right on top of the tree. The mistletoe. The mistletoe is the sacred plant of the Druids, symbolizing pagan blessings of fertility. Thus, kissing under the mistletoe is the first step in the reproductive cycles. Witches also use the white berries in potions. Santa. Former Satanists have told me that Santa is an anagram for Satan. In the New Age, the god Santa Kamura is most definitely an anagram for Satan. The mythical attributes and powers ascribed to Satan are eerily close to those possessed by Yahushua. Yes, so, you know, Satan is just the Antichrist, right? He's the opposite of what Yahushua stands for. But the crazy thing is, y'all really worshiping Satan on his day, when Satan, he takes orders from Yahushua. He takes orders from Yahweh, according to Job chapter 1. So you worshiping the creature rather than the creator. Okay, we already went over December 25th. The word Christmas, even in the name Christmas, is pagan. Christi means Christ, while Mass meant Mass. Since all pagan masses are commemorating the death, the name Christmas literally means the death of Mashiach. A deeper meaning lies in the mention of Christ without specifying Yahushua. Thus, Antichrist is in view there. And that's true. Because it says well, Christmas, right? The word Christ really just means what? It goes back to the word anointed. So if it was really about the birthday of Yahushua, his name would be in it, like Yahushua, right? Yahushua Mass or something. Jesus Mass. But it's called Christmas. So it's really not even about Jesus from the first place. It says, thus Antichrist is in view there. The pagans celebrate Christmas as a celebration of their coming Antichrist, who will deal a death blow to Yahushua Mashiach in Christianity. I guess we'll go to end it on Jeremiah 10, right? Go to Jeremiah 10. So, same one.
We're going to part 2 of this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, beautiful lesson. So we give all praises to Yahweh,
Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Hakadash.
Come on to the Apostle that rule well.
Yeah.
Malawah, La Baba.